Hey guys, this is Kurt. This is me narrating some drills that I do with Colton. This is like focus mitt work, but it's Dutch style glove work where Colton we're listening to the Bas Rutten tapes, and Bas Rutten will call out one, two, three, or four, and then occasionally yell something like sprawl or knees, or you get the idea. If you've ever done the Bas Rutten tapes, you know what I'm talking about. So, like the Dutch style, he will actually use his boxing gloves kind of like mitts. So if Boss yells out three, that'd be a jab, cross, hook. And the difference is with the gloves, we can throw in some extra work. Like you call a three, and then I'll jab, cross, hook, and then Colton will throw something else at me, like the wild card. He'll like do a jab or a cross or a kick or something, and I have to be aware of that. And you'll see here. Let me narrate some of the things I'm doing. So I like to use, because I have bad hip and bad knees. You'll see that I rely heavily on the lead leg front kick, or the Muay Thai they call it the teep. I rely on that a lot because I'm not as mobile as I used to be. And it's a great way to stop somebody from advancing. It's why they call it a stop hit. And I also use my knee or my shin to block incoming roundhouse kicks. I just use the front kick again to keep them off of me. And I rely heavily on that again. And then they're just shelled up. And I'll probably be working on my long guard too. That's a variation of a Thai guard that's very effective in MMA style sparring. And let's see there, I just shelled up again. Hopefully I do some long guard so I can point it out to you. But again, there's that front kick. I rely heavily on it. So the session is over and I'm going to cut. Now I'm basically doing the focus mitts for Colton. And this is good because I'm not nearly as good. I'm not as used to the Bas Rutten tapes as Colton, coming from a Krav Maga background, but also the Bas Rutten systems style of Bas Rutten MMA style. He's probably could do this in his sleep, and I'm getting frustrated and laughing like, oh man, I can't get these patterns down. But I want you to see the difference between Colt and I. He's more mobile than I am. You see him using more head movement and more footwork, and the beauty of being young, I guess. But no, he's a really good martial artist, and you'll see he does more head work, more dodging, slipping, and he moves way more than I do. And again, I'm supposed to throw something at him after the pattern. So like if it's a four, it'd be jab, cross, hook, cross. And then I'm supposed to throw something else at him, or he's supposed to throw something at me. That's the X factor. This is a great way to build up to sparring because you learn the patterns and it's controlled. You learn footwork, you learn movement, and nobody has to worry really about getting hurt. But it's a great drilling method and a great way to build new students up to sparring. And again, I'm getting frustrated because I keep forgetting what the patterns are. And again, a one is a jab, a two is a cross, a three is a hook, and a four is another cross. That would be, so if he yells four, it would be jab, cross, hook, cross. And then if he yells sprawl, we'll like clinch. Or if he'll say 10 knees, and we're not going to just sit there and do 10 knees, we'll do clinch work. And we're not trying to take each other down per se. We're just trying to move in and clinch. And it's great. It's harder to clinch with boxing gloves, but it's a good way to work your way into clinch range. And there we just switched back to me. And now we're working on something a little different, where if I do a left hook, I'm going to follow up with like a right cross or a right kick. Bas Rutten systems is really big about using logical motion. If I'm already chambered up and threw something on the left side, then I should use that momentum and throw something on the right side for the follow-up. And it makes total sense. It's a little different than boxing or regular kickboxing. It's MMA style kickboxing. It's very important. And here I am. I think it's important to see that I use the lead leg front roundhouse to the inside of the thigh. It's very tender in there, guys. It's there it is to the outside, to the body. I like to throw things to the liver, which is the opponent's right side. I like to throw things to the rib cage on the left side. the inside and the outside of the thigh. And of course, I really rely heavily on the front kick. Again, because of my bad knees and bad hip, that front kick has become a big staple of my techniques. Not nearly as mobile as I used to be. From a traditional Hapkido background, I would have been using more crescent kicks and hook kicks and stuff like that, which is what I'm used to doing back in the day. Here I am doing a plum clinch, and we're breaking again. Guys, a lot of those techniques that I was talking about from traditional martial arts background aren't necessarily great in a street encounter or MMA encounter anyway. Now, you see people like Conor McGregor or John Jones. Holly Holm is a phenomenal kicker. That woman I mean, she knocked out Ronda. You remember that. That was a great fight. So it's absolutely doable. There's other great kickers in the UFC, and it's becoming, you see it again for people who have that traditional background. So it's definitely doable, but from a law enforcement perspective, we're in 30 pounds of gear. It should be techniques. I like to teach techniques that are accessible to everybody, the average Joe, not just somebody who's athletically gifted or anything like that. So again, this is a break right now, and we're just discussing what we're doing and probably chatting about just about anything at this point. But you get the idea. Hopefully I use some more long guard. I want to point that out because besides the front kick, I really like the long guard. And I think that's an effective technique. But just this whole drilling idea in general is a terrific way to build people up, prepare for sparring. You never want to throw people right into sparring because it becomes a free-for-all, a melee. People get hurt. Drills like this, it basically turns into a controlled sparring session, a pattern. Boss or whatever tapes you use, he'll call out the number and see here he is throwing some extra knees in. After the pattern, he's attacking me with some other stuff. It just keeps me thinking. And I have to respond to it. He's doing more kicking this time. And I'm having to practice blocking or stop hits with my legs. If he comes in with a roundhouse kick, see, I caught it that time. If he comes in with a roundhouse kick, I have to use my shin. And hypothetically, you should be using the upper part of your shin, just below your knee, to make the stop. And that comes with conditioning. Boss probably said something about 10 knees or something, and then we just decided to just clinch at that point. We don't want to just stand there and do 10 knees. So we just kind of ad-lib a little bit. But guys, I highly recommend the Bas Rutten Systems CDs. I've got them on my cell phone, so you can download them. I know right now we're using Colton's phone. He's got them on his phone. It's a great system, and I can tell I'm getting tired, guys. It sucks being old and fat. I definitely need to work on my cardio. And so, yeah, I'm not even bothering blocking. So at this point, I'm like, yeah, I don't care anymore. I'm getting tired, and I think Colton's recognizing it, and he'll probably stop this soon. But I can't talk enough about how great the Bas Rutten tapes are, or CDs. I just aged myself. Bas Rutten basically created them for himself to prepare for pancrase fights, to get in shape. So you can use a heavy bag and get in phenomenal shape and learn some really good patterns. It's good to have a good MMA coach or kickboxing coach or even boxing coach to work on those patterns so you learn technique, not just willy-nilly throwing them. But you get the idea. Just about ready to wrap this up. This is me. I'm obviously tired. I'm like, this sucks. I'm tired. Guys, if you have any questions, this is just one example of a drill, and or for yourself to get in shape at home on a heavy bag. If you have any questions, send me emails. I appreciate your time, and stay safe out there. Take care. Subscribe and like.